Oh, there we are.
Moving and you're talking and you're at the same time talking.
Here we are. Amazing.
What a miracle. Hi.
Last one, you were like, I could hear you, but you weren't moving. And yes, the frozen face. People say we should practice the frozen face.
As an actor, I feel I'm supposed to be trained in the frozen face, and yet here I am. It's
fine. It's fine. We'll all.
Well, Celeste Stokes, thank you for being with us on our episode of Between Two Seconds, Magic Number 2. You are an author, you're a poet, you're a Baltimorean, yes?
Yes, not born and raised, but yes, I have been here. I feel significant enough time to call myself a Baltimorean. But I live here in the city, right downtown.
Great. We are so happy to you. I'd like to start with my favorite segment I'm calling Suck It Up.
Okay.
There would be like a beautiful graphic there had that technology. You said I don't have technology. So
right.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
2 succulent with me today. I'm gonna introduce both of them, explain a little bit about them, and then you're gonna share spiritual on best personality on any given day. So we have this beautiful baby in this adorable little pot that Davin actually gave me.
Aww.
Isn't that precious?
It is.
I showed this to a little girl I babysat, and she was like, "It's a baby plant."
It is. It is. It looks like 2 in the pot. It looks like 2.
It is 2 in the pot. So this is it's a donkey tail. I think it's the beginning of a donkey tail, which is a hanging plant. I'm really hoping I want like an epic hanging plant. It's also called a burrito plant. But these are no.
What was the second name again?
Burrito plant.
Burrito.
I think because technically it might be called a burro plant, that it became known as a donkey plant.
Okay.
They're known to grow in very hostile environments, like rocks.
All right.
Soil. So they're very resilient, which I
got it.
And then this is a more typical, what do I know? I'm not a gardener. This is a succulent called the Haworthia. And if you water them too much, they can turn purple and red, which sounds sort of to me, but I'm not going to abuse what happens.
Right. Okay.
I'll get it started. I'm saying I aspire to be a burrito plant because I'm resilient enough to grow where the rocks are.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, that's a very hardy plant that like survives, desert tundra and all of that. You know what I mean? Like that's inspiring, but do I have to make my decision right now?
Do you want to come back to it?
I think I might want to come back to it.
That's actually, I like that. I like this format better. Talk a little bit, and then at the end we'll come back and talk more about sucking. Right. I think.
Yeah, I can hear you. We got a little bit of a stiff there. Man, we're not having good luck today.
It is very windy today, so maybe.
Now you're breaking in. That could be it.
I don't know if that's how
You're coming back.
Works, but
yeah, you're coming back. Yeah.
Okay. So speaking of these succulents, I've just been reflecting on the fact that sitting in a room, gazing out the window, sunshine on me for weeks and weeks. Wondering how you are spending your time as the world.
Yeah. I think, we're all, like I said, this is a very reflective time, whether we want it to be kind of or not. I feel like we're experiencing some real, like, everybody being in stay-at-home orders, and it's just a really reflective time. Luckily, I guess, I've been blessed that I've been doing a lot of like freelance writing. So I've been kind of busy, oddly, during quarantine. I mean, I'm busy all the time. I'm teaching. I teach, that's my day job. My day job is teaching undergraduates. So, I'm busy teaching, but also I've been doing a lot of reading and writing, I guess. Yeah, during the quarantine, you know, and just, you know, thinking about the future. Like I said, this is a really reflective time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah. And occasionally cooking some casseroles, some
Yeah.
real casseroles.
Okay. Most successful casserole to date. What is it?
Okay, so there's a divide in the household between me and my hubs. I'm sort of, you know, I like this, like, I've had a tuna green bean casserole, but very cheesy, very cheesy. Like, dig it out and the strings of cheese. Yes, yes, that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But there's also a baked ziti, zucchini squash. I did a zucchini squash baked ziti with a lot of red sauce and cheese. So it's a toss up between those two, but I'm gonna go with the tuna green bean. That's the one that I'm feeling confident about.
You can't go wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got my succulents. You got your casserole.
Right.
All we need to complete this trifecta of joy is some. So tell me what's on. What's a steaming fire that you can't look away?
What? Well, honestly, I'm bad at trashy TV. But I used to watch Atlanta Housewives all the time. That's like let's be honest, for Black girls, we gotta, that is trash. You know what I mean? But I haven't really been keeping up with it recently. And yeah, I know, sad.
That's the time.
I know now is the time. No, I've been watching a lot of like movies and stuff, but you know what I've been wanting to watch that I need a partner, and I don't know if you watch this or not, is the 90 Day Fiance.
Okay, everyone that I know that loves someone that I respect. So I'm like, this is the trash heap that I can hitch my wagon to.
Yeah, maybe we need to become buddies so that like we can watch together. You know what I mean?
To hop on Instagram Live once a week and 90 Day Fiance.
There it is. Because that's got to be way trashier than The Bachelor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like this thing has got every 90 Day Fiance is like pure, just I don't know, like pure trash.
90 Day Fiance saw the Bachelor franchise and was like,
yeah, exactly.
Hold my whites infidel.
Right.
I actually have been watching a Bachelor franchise show called Listen to Your Heart, which had the finale last night. I'm not going to go into wax poetic about this show for a long time, but essentially couples compete to find love and a musical career? ? And let me just say that most of them are not very talented. So
well, that's going to be enjoyable for me, watching people who are not that talented think they're going to get a musical.
Yeah, I recommend. It's on Hulu. So then I'm balance that out with like serious or like inspiring documentaries. So like Michelle Obama has her Becoming out, so like things like that, and like balance both sides of my palette. Yes. Which, as a segue to your work, you have a book of poems called American History that was inspired by the Queen of Our Hearts, Michelle Obama.
Yes. I'm glad you feel the way that she's also the queen of your heart. The book was, I tell people I started writing some of those poems in like 2010. Here it is. It was 2019 when it got published, but here we are looking at the full volume. The book was inspired by her, but also about. The book is really a book of poems about Michelle Obama, but also about some of the art that she put on the inside of the White House. So I was interested because she went in and did a lot of decorative changes, as a lady should, as a first lady should. And a lot of the decorative changes were very inspirational to me. She was really bringing in a bunch of diverse voices into the White House. And so that's something I wanted to write about as well. And also about the everyday ridiculousness of the way that the media treated her. So, all the stuff she dressed and she left her arms out and, all of these sorts of things.
Where be without the Michelle Obama arms?
Yeah, I know. That was what made media, you know what I mean? Not what she was doing for, children in schools and changing their diets, and not that she was garden and having school children over to learn about growing their food. There was all these great things that she was doing, and what made the news was just like what I feel like, Black female hate, basically the equivalent of. Yeah.
What is she doing wrong?
Right.
A short book of poems, but it's fascinating. And it's you're right. There's so much.
Yeah. And I hope that people, I hope it becomes a volume that, down the road, people who didn't experience, younger people who didn't experience Michelle Obama as their first, right? There are lots of people younger than you, millennials, that did not, that weren't old enough to really know what was going on, that, hopefully that volume can stand as like, a little piece, a little tiny piece of history is what I hope.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
And if people are interested in reading this tiny piece, I feel like it's a really good read right now because it's short. There's just a lot to digest.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's wonderful. I know that there are copies in stock, and I think we have some signed.
Yeah, you guys should. You guys should have signed copies. And I don't know if I have it actually here. It's also been in the flyer that you guys have been, that Charm City Books has been sending around. I always tell people, even if you don't read the poems on the inside, isn't the cover kind of beautiful? Like,
Cover in your home.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just put it on your table and tell friends, whatever you want to about it. Just just as a knickknack, you know what I mean? Just as a knickknack somewhere there to just, to entertain your guests. I think it's a beautiful book. I didn't make the cover. Obviously, the painting on the front is by Amy Sherald, who also used to be a Baltimorean, who did the first portrait of yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Amy Sherald is who now she lives in New York, but for quite some time here in Baltimore, and she painted the painting that's in the Smithsonian, and I got the right to use that painting on the cover of American History.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, like, I don't know what it is that you just have amazing books, as well as being like a Renaissance woman, poet, author, and also I hear that you're living Every American Dad. You also host a
Yeah, Every American Dad. That's funny. I co-host a podcast with Anthony Mall, who is a writer, memoirist, academic. He's my co-host, and so the two of us put together. It's really a literary podcast with a bit of pop culture, because we love a little bit of, like, Harry and Meghan are in the news today. It's their anniversary. We love a little, just a little bit of
eat it.
Exactly. It gives us hope. But we have a little bit of pop culture in the podcast, and we usually it's called Lit Pop Bang. And the bang at the end is always like a surprise question, kind of like your succulents question, but we always surprise the writer with something maybe fun, or something like that at the end of the podcast. And so we've had lots of writers. We've had Elizabeth Acevedo. We've had Dargan. We've had Claire Rudy Foster, who was just on, fantastic. We've had booksellers and, Charm City Books and all kinds of people, podcasts that we love, that write good work. Yeah. We love it.
I love that. I love that too.
Thank you.
Before we return back to the question of the hour of the succulents, is there anything else any other plugs you want to talk about?
I had said, I didn't know if you were going to ask. You asked sort of like what I was doing during the quarantine. And one thing I didn't mention is, I've been really happy to see, there's a lot of devastation out there. There's a lot of sad things happening. A lot of people have lost a lot of loved ones, but I've also been really happy and inspired to see people helping each other. One of the things that I did during the quarantine, in addition to cooking casseroles and watching some trash TV and, reading some of my favorite books, I also did some donations for my sister's place, which is here in Baltimore, and I collected donations for them. And, it was really inspiring and heartwarming. Lots of friends, some of them who are logged on here, brought things to me as donations, and then I collected them and took them to this women's shelter. I'm just really inspired. Whenever there is something negative going on in the world, you can always see positive things that are happening on the other side of that, So that's probably the only other thing that I want to say is that, I know a lot of people out there, there's a lot going on. I mean, there's a lot of information to take in. Everybody's at home. Some people are, households full of families and kids and chaos and, all those sorts of things. But, sometimes in the midst of a tragedy, or in this case, a pandemic, it's really sometimes nice to see people come together and do something for the community. So I would probably encourage people, if you're, if you can, donate to a local charity. You know what I'm saying? There are lots of different events going on that people do to help out their local communities.
Fully agree. And I'll go ahead and post links to my as well as I know some people are asking about the podcast. So we'll.
Oh, yes. Great. Awesome.
A different kind of public service. Love nonetheless.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. This is the moment, Celeste. We got our burrito, mama and baby burrito. And we got our Haworthia. So we got our rose in a desolate place, and our turns purple when is over. A little harder to find a parallel to our lives with that one, but if anyone do it.
Yeah. I sort of think I'm gonna go with the not the burrito. Say it one more time.
Haworthia.
Is that okay? I'm gonna go with Haworthia. Although I bet many of my friends would not say that, but I think privately, when things if I can be a little sensitive, I'll use that word. I can be a little when too much is going on, my energy level and just things, like normal people can get really low and can get so I think, I don't call myself like a wilting flower. I'm not that, but I might change colors depending upon what the what's going on in the world. It's hard.
Yeah, what's that I just thought of too? That's the plant telling you that it needs care.
Yes.
And your way of telling people, hey, I need a little now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just like a drop of water would be helpful.
Yeah.
Or less sleep.
You're thinking about or a cocktail. It's almost happy hour.
So maybe that's what time it is.
Maybe that it's not for me. Actually, I'm drinking tea, and ironically, I'm drinking it out of a Charm City Books mug.
Because, Celeste, if any of these other pursuits don't work out for you, there's a job for you selling.
Oh, well, there it is. I will. Thank you, Megan. I will take that to heart. Yeah. Charm City Books. I love this mug, and I wake up in the morning and have my tea or coffee there. So, yeah. And that waters me. How about that? There it is. There, the poetic statement of the evening. There it is.
I'm not gonna do any better than that. I'm just gonna say thank you so much. This has been a real pleasure. I'm blessed.
Thank you, Megan. It was really great. I was scared when I started hearing you were award-winning actor. I was like, oh God. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen here.
I'm not equal interviewer. I'm truly just.
Great, Megan. I think.
Thank you so much. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time.
It was great. Thanks for having me.
Bye.